Welcome back to your Valley Sports Plugs Heat Check Live. It's Tuesday, November 25th, 2025. I'm your host, Chris Patrick, joined tonight by my co-host, Michael Benjamin and VSP Tallman. Guys, the whole band is back together for the first time since October. Guys, how are we feeling?
I got greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes, you name it. Gentlemen, how we doing? How are we doing? Tallman, it's good to see you, man. I feel like
dude, I know.
you haven't been on the Valley Sports Plug YouTube in a minute, dude.
I know it has. That's a crazy date. Doesn't feel like it's been that long. And damn you, Mike, for playing that song, because that's been stuck in my head ever since.
Hey, I will say the last time we did have a Heat Check Live where all three of us were here, we were wondering if the Arizona Cardinals were going to lose their fan base because they had just lost to the Tennessee Titans. And obviously, if you've been paying attention, you lost most of us at this point. But Chris, how are you doing, my brother?
Mike, I'm doing good, man. I got a lot to be thankful for. This is obviously a big week for a lot of people, a lot of friends and family in town. The Territorial Cup is on Friday. I'm excited to go and watch that. A lot of implications. I mean, there's still a very slim shot at ASU making the Big 12 championship, although it's reliant on a lot of other things to happen. But yeah, guys, it's funny that we were all at that Titans game, which a lot of people have predicted or estimated that it might have been the last game we see Kyler Murray. But I don't know. We might need to pump the brakes on that because he's a couple weeks out from being eligible to return from injury, and they haven't won with Jacoby Brissett. So I think we should talk about that. The Phoenix Suns are surprising a lot of people. I think they're 8-2 in their last 10 games or something like that. Obviously fell to the Rockets last night. So I feel like, they're going to be able to beat the bottom feeders and sometimes the middle of the road teams, but the good teams like the Rockets, the Thunder, they're not going to be able to do as good against those teams, but we'll see. But I'll get your opinion on all of that, guys. I'm excited to dive into the full slate with the two of you here before the holidays. Real quick before we do, though, I want to ask anybody that's watching live right now or listening on the playback, please, right here on YouTube, like and subscribe. You can also follow us at AZ_VSP on Instagram, TikTok, X, Threads, and so much more. Just look for our links in the description below. We got the link tree or some equivalent in there so you can find all of our links. But fellas, I think it would be most appropriate if we start out with the Arizona Cardinals because, as I mentioned, we were all at that Titans game, and then Mike and I were just at the Jaguars game this last Sunday where that game was well within reach. We had 4 turnovers against their 0, but at the end of the day failed in overtime and some questionable play calls that I think is what I'm most excited to hear your guys' opinion on. 1, Mike being there with me in person, and 2, Tallman watching from home. Johnathan Gannon seems to be sticking with his guns. Love the call to chuck it into double coverage into the end zone to your 5-0 receiver. Mike, I guess I'll toss it to you first. Like, what's your overall feelings on this game from Sunday with Jacksonville?
Well, and I'm sure you guys heard the news, right? Over the past 25 years, teams that won the turnover battle by 4 or more were 50-0. And now it's turned to 50-1. The Arizona Cardinals are in the literal season from hell. They continue to find ways to lose games and lose in just utterly grand fashion. It's so hard to begin, but we could start with that last play. Obviously, it's a 4th and 4. I think everybody was wondering what the hell is going on. And then Johnathan Gannon is doubling down, saying, you're going to win the game. Well, the pass wasn't even into the end zone. Isn't that like winning the game, right? You're going to win the game is making the play to score the points, and it wasn't to do that. Chris, I'm going to pull it up here shortly, but we were waiting for our bet to hit with a guy who's had 10 catches all season long. It seems like every day in Trey McBride, who wasn't even targeted. It seemed like the last 2 to 3 drives until that final forgotten drive, basically. But before I really go into further stuff, I will say, and I think I told you, Chris, like right after the play, I just got shades of Carson Palmer continuously trying to throw jump balls to John Brown, which just never ever worked. So when you're throwing a go post to your 5'9" undrafted rookie free agent from last year in Xavier Weaver, who has been active for multiple games over the past 2 years, and I think he has 3 catches this year. I just hate not. There's sometimes you got to force feed your playmakers, and I don't know if it was just because the offensive line was getting beat like a drum, so Jacoby didn't have the time to truly see the field and let things follow. But from what it sounds like, that was the play call. And that has just been the entirety of this season. But Tallman, before I pass to you, we got to take a look at this. It has been eons since your boy Michael Benjamin has hit a parlay. And thanks to the one, the only Mr. Christopher Patrick, we were able to hit. And if you see from this, we were waiting for that 70 plus receiving yards from Trey McBride. And we literally needed overtime to get that done, which is crazy to me because he was having his way. Obviously, the best of the best will get doubled, but he was still finding those one-on-one matchups. And I'm not going to blame Jacoby Brissett completely for this game, but I will blame the offense. You cannot have 4 turnovers and not turn the ball over and lose any game. That is just crazy to me. But Tallman, what'd you think about Sunday, man?
Congrats, guys. I'm so sorry that it seems like the common denominator of losing bets. I seem to always be involved. So
okay, I'll jump in. I'll jump in on you again. Okay. Tallman was with me for the San Francisco 49ers drubbing.
Was it pure? It was pure Saul.
And he had a tasty little 8-leg parlay that I think for $5 was going to pay out like $385. So those are always the long shots, right?
Sheesh.
Christian McCaffrey, anytime touchdown, 100 plus rushing, receiving for McCaffrey, 60 plus Trey McBride receiving yards, 25 for Dortch, 40 plus for Michael Wilson, who we know had 185 in that game, 50 plus for George Kittle, Greg Dortch anytime touchdown scorer, which was kind of like a moot point because by that time we needed 25 yards from Ricky Pearsall, and he had 1 catch for 0 yards. Chris, I mean, gotta, before Tallman goes in on Cardinals versus Jags, just tell him how you win your bets, because you're meticulous. You find your way. Tallman always goes for the grand slam, dude. I love it. But one of these days, maybe that's why a Tallman ticket hasn't hit. Tallman, look yourself in the mirror.
Pull it up again real quick. Pull it up again real quick, Michael, because I do want to talk about this, because I will admit, I didn't tell you this, Mike, but I did tell this to Tallman in private. Last week when you guys were at the game, I did also include Ricky Pearsall 25 yards in my parlay, and me and Tallman commiserated about that because that was the last leg that I needed for mine to hit. Granted, it wasn't 5 to win 3, whatever. You guys are absolutely wild for that. But Tallman, as you can see here, this is a bit more conservative and using insider knowledge, because as Arizona Cardinals fans, we know the trends for our team. For some reason, the odds were really low for Michael Wilson 5 receptions and Michael Wilson 70 yards. I felt like that was a given. And pair that with the fact that every single start, Jacoby Brissett has had 220 yards or more. I mean, it just writes itself. But the last thing I'll say, Tallman, before I give you the floor, I know it's been almost 10 minutes without you getting a word in edgewise. But the prophecy is true, man. You can't have it all. Your team wins, your fantasy team wins, or your parlay hits. And this week, my fantasy team won and my parlay hit, but my team lost. And we just got to live with that, man. But Tallman, I don't know. Watch that back. It's going to be available on the playback, so you can learn about that.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Now I just feel like now you're just rubbing it in my face. So again, where I started, congratulations, guys. At least you got something positive out of your trip to Glendale on Sunday. I was watching from home and shit, I was like, no way. I was like, maybe they're gonna see this team win in person. I was like, I know Mike is itching to see that. It's been since week 2, right? Against Carolina. It was a one and only time you've watched the Cardinals win at home at State Farm Stadium, which is that's just sad. But let's go back to the Jaguars game. What's crazy, you guys remember the missed kick by Mr. Chad Ryland himself, which that was like a 30-something yard kick, right?
33-yard
33 yards.
33.
So, I mean, it's so easy to look back. I mean, there was a ton of game left at that point, and it's very easy at the end of the game to sit back and say, that was the difference of the game right there. I mean, how close it came to, obviously it went to overtime. It's like, God damn, it's the special teams, dude, the special teams. That's been killer. Mike, it goes back to when we went to the San Francisco 49ers game. Before we even walked in the door, when we're in the parking lot drinking a beer because traffic sucks ass, we hear on the radio, oh, the Niners returned the kick all the way to the 1 yard line. First play of the game with, 10, 12 seconds into the game, Christian McCaffrey scores a touchdown. Same thing happened to us with this Jags game. It's like we're just getting eaten alive by some of these long kick returns to the point where it seemed like they're just kicking in the end zone because we can't block it. We got burned on a couple punt returns as well. And then just the good field position has just been killer. And then special teams has just been awful. And that's something that should just be automatic. You only talk about special teams when it's bad most of the time. It's like talking about the offensive line, which, Mike, you already mentioned it. I mean, our offensive line is just garbage. I mean, they can't block for shit. And it's twofold. It's like, I mean, how many times was Jacoby sacked? Was it 5 or 6 times? He was pressured 15 times. I mean, he was running 6 times, sacked 6 times. He was running around the entire time. And then why me saying it's twofold, look at this run game, dude. I mean, a game that was close the entire time. I mean, the balance, there's no balance with this offense. It's just throw. What did we throw the ball 50 times again? Only ran it 17, 18 times. And what was our rushing yards by running backs? It was only like 20, 25, 30 yards, which is crazy on a game where, we should be having meticulous drives here. We shouldn't just be, we can't run the ball at all because we have no run block, that we just have to rely on Jacoby Brissett to throw the ball. It's like, that's never going to win here. I mean, did you guys watch the Monday night game last night? No, you didn't. I don't. Chris is blacked out here. Did you watch the opening drive by the San Francisco 49ers?
Yeah, it was quick and meticulous. Like
it was unbelievable.
It was Christian McCaffrey just jamming it down their throat.
Exactly. It was. I mean, it was. I think he touched the ball like 13 times on the first drive. They ate up like 8 minutes of the clock, and then they marched it down and they scored a touchdown. It's like that's something we can't do because we can't run the football, and it starts with that offensive line because they can't block for anybody. It doesn't matter that we don't have James Conner. The run game hasn't been relevant all season long. I mean, James Conner struggled when he was still healthy. Even when Trey Benson had that shot, he didn't have any room to run. It's awful. I mean, and we're seeing it right now. But this game really made me sway a little bit because I've said it on here before and to you guys as well, that there's no way they fire Johnathan Gannon. I know that's going to be a big topic that I'm sure we're all going to want to, throw back and forth to each other. But
you don't think they fire?
Hey, let me finish before you come at me like that. So after that game, I mean, I think it swayed me a little bit. I mean, if we finish, and I think you've said this before, Chris, if we finish 4-13, how do you not fire him, right? How do you run this back? Because we're at that point where it's like, you can't blame it fully on Kyler Murray. I mean, he's only been responsible for 5 of the games. Yeah, Jacoby's been putting up stats and stuff, but we're still not winning games. And it's coming down to some of these coaching decisions. And particularly at the end of the game where guys, we had, 4th and 12 on our own 25. We had 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. There's 2 minutes and 7 seconds left. And you go for it on 4th and 12. Why not kick the ball back to the Jaguars and see if you can get a stop? I mean, doesn't that seem like you had a better chance of, stopping them and having some time left on the clock to score rather than trying to complete a 4th and 12? I mean, and then thankfully we got gifted an opportunity to come back and tie the game. I mean, why the hell did the Jaguars go for it on, was it 4th and 3rd? Or was it 4th and 3rd? I don't know, but they went for it and gave the ball back to us when they could have just kicked the field goal and made it a 6-point game. It just doesn't make any sense. We got bailed out there. Absolutely. Go ahead, Chris.
No, I do want to talk about some of these moments and these play calls where I think was it in the fourth quarter when we had a chance to and Michael Wilson caught it and did the spin. That was at the end of the fourth quarter, right? When we opted for the field goal instead of spiking it and going for a shot at the end zone.
Yes, it was. It was at the end of regulation.
That is where at Mike after we got all the way from Glendale to your house in, I don't know if it's Gilbert or wherever it is. But then I got in my car and headed out to the Far East Valley here in Santan Valley. And I was listening to Tim Ring, and he was like, I don't like to tell these coaches what to do or play Monday morning quarterback like this. But I feel like, and I agree with Tim, and I don't have nearly as much experience in the industry as Tim Ring, and I'm not in the industry, but as a football fan, and I've watched enough football to know and played enough Madden, I don't know, it's not the same, but man, with 15 at that point, 15 seconds left, 10 seconds left, spike the ball, take one or two shots at the end zone. And his excuse in the post game was, oh, well, if you come up short, the clock's running and you lose the game, then don't throw it short of the goal line, you fucking idiot. It's not complicated. Johnathan Gannon is a fucking idiot if he's genuinely sticking by those guns, if he's saying that that's a good play to chuck it up deep. I don't want to get too off the rails here, but I just feel like there's basic shit like that you just can't sneak by the basic fan. And that's been a common theme that I've heard a lot of Cardinals fans echo, is that Johnathan Gannon gets up there in these post games and just repeats platitudes over and over again. And now at this point, it's falling on deaf ears. But Mike, after my rant here, I'm curious to know what you thought of that call at the end of the game, or I guess at the end of the fourth quarter, where I just kind of exploded.
Well, there's a lot to go into it. I'm going to break it down. Don't get me wrong. But Chris, I love how you talked about what has been happening in front of the media from Johnathan Gannon, Drew Petzing, and now it kind of seems like with Jacoby Brissett, I'll say specifically from this past week, is I don't know if they're trying to pull the wool over our eyes, but, I'll dox myself. I'm 35 years old. I've been cognizant, I can't say it. Help me here. Cognizantly.
Yeah.
I've been cognizantly watching football for 28 years of my life. I talked about more than that. I talked about one of my earliest memories, or, most impactful games that I've ever been to was in 1999 when Aeneas Williams, thank you for pulling it up. The enunciation, I couldn't get it out. I was at that 1999 Monday Night Football game when the Cardinals played the San Francisco 49ers and Aeneas Williams hit Steve Young into retirement, right? I'm not a football coach, but I've been around the game and watched the game so long. I think I understand certain situations. I've been doing it for multiple decades. So for you to tell me that when Michael Wilson makes that catch, and granted, he does do a stupid thing by spiking the ball and celebrating, but if you watch that play back, he knew immediately that he had done something wrong. So he ran over to the football and gave it to the referee. Michael Wilson was tackled with 26 seconds left. If you're telling me that there's a little bit of pep in the step from the offensive line and the other guys to get on the line, you are spiking that football with 15 seconds left. That gives you a minimum of 2 tries to throw to the end zone. And what Johnathan Gannon tried to come out and say was, well, we didn't do it because we tried to catch them off guard and throw the one-on-one. When your offense is consistently inept and you are one-sided, you don't catch anybody off guard.
The offense was also off guard.
Bam Knight ran for 1.2 yards per carry. This is the worst, most atrocious running game in the NFL. So for you to come out and try and say that you were catching people off guard by not spiking the football, they knew that they were going to throw it to the end zone. I don't know if it's just a lack of creativity, and he really at this point doesn't trust Drew Petzing to scheme up or draw up anything in last 2-minute scenarios or to close out games. Because hell, gentlemen, whatever he has been drawing up doesn't work. We've lost 7 of the last 8. We've lost 5 straight home games. Everything is incorrect for this team. So the big red tomato paste all over the Arizona Cardinals face right now is their inability to at least just say, hand up accountability. Sorry, I might have missed that one. I might have made a mistake. They always double down on every decision. And for that, I think is crazy because every single decision has been utterly wrong in every single aspect of every single football game since week 3 of this season. We are so far and beyond the worst team in the NFC West. It is laughable at this point. And you start to look at other teams that are in similar rebuilds or even shorter time frames in, season 2. I don't care about who teams are playing. The Cardinals have been in the same type of games, closeout games against some of the similar teams like the Denver Broncos, like the New England Patriots. And these teams are buttoned up and figure out ways to win. This is an absolute coaching problem at this point. I don't care about injuries. You can't tell me that, we're not winning games because Kyler Murray isn't playing or this, that, or the other, or Will Johnson isn't playing, which is a different discussion, which Chris and I had as well on the way to the game. But it's just laughable every time they come up in front of us and try to sell this false bill of goods like we haven't been watching this fucking team since I was fucking born and watching football. It's ridiculous. And I'm not saying that I'm the wizard of football. You guys know me. I'm a basketball guy. But I know the game. And this is just not good in any facet.
I think that's the crux of it too, though, is like it doesn't take, and not to insult your intelligence or mine or Tallman's, but like it doesn't take a football genius to see that the decisions they're making out there are not the correct ones. And so it's like, I've heard a lot of talk this week about Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos and the success they're starting to find. And him coming here and having a dinner or something like that with Michael Bidwell. But at the end of the day, Michael Bidwell being too cheap to court Sean Payton to bring him in here and have him coach this team. And now we're 3 years into a rebuild. And I've seen a lot of Cardinals fans lament that we might be on the precipice of another 3-year rebuild. So you're talking about like a 6-year overall rebuild if you move on from Kyler Murray. So Tallman, I think that's where I want to kind of kick off the next part of this conversation with you is that point that like, what if the Cardinals move off of Kyler Murray this offseason, decide he's not the franchise quarterback? We know this is a weak draft class coming up. I don't know if there really is a franchise quarterback in this next draft class. I guess I would ask you if you think there is, and also if you would stick by Kyler Murray or look to move off of him this offseason and start yet another rebuild.
Yeah, I mean, it is a weak quarterback class. I mean, it's what are you going to try to go after that Mendoza guy from Indiana? And then even some of the guys that were supposed to be highly rated college quarterbacks coming into the college season, they've all kind of taken a step down. That Mendoza guy is the one that kind of jumped up. I think we're gonna draft a quarterback in the first round. I think it's gonna happen, and you're gonna look at it and hope you find someone like a Jackson Dart, or like even like a Bo Nix. I mean, Bo Nix was one of the lower, not lower rated, but he was the 6th or 7th rated quarterback in his draft class. But I think it's got to happen. It absolutely has to happen. You got to move off from Kyler Murray, and that's easier said than done. And everyone always says, well, who else are you going to have play quarterback if you don't have Kyler Murray? Well, right now we have Jacoby Brissett, and I'll tell you right now, I have a lot more fun watching the game with Brissett under center than I do with Kyler Murray. And that's just because it's something new. It's different. It's a different taste. You're able to see what this offense looks like when the ball gets distributed around to all the different receivers. You get to see Michael Wilson actually show what he can do as a professional and not just make me think that he's injury prone and terrible because he went to Stanford. So it's like that, the fan base part of it, where obviously Michael Bidwell doesn't give a shit what the fans think. He's about making money. But it's like, I remember, Mike, I told it to you when we were at Lou's. I said, I'm just ready to see somebody new. Like, I'm just ready for some fresh blood to come in here, us to have a new sense of just a new sense of hope, right, for this team, a new chapter. And I was still in that camp of, they're going to give Gannon one more year, so they're going to draft another quarterback. I mean, it makes sense. You draft one in the first round, and then you still got Brissett under contract for next year. You go into next season with Brissett as your starter from week one, and you hope that whatever mentorship or whatnot can go on with that first round pick. Maybe if shit doesn't go good, by week 8 or 9, you're throwing in the rookie there to see what he can do. I mean, there's another option too. I mean, look at what's happened, a couple of years back with Baker Mayfield. They pulled him off the scrap heap. He's been an absolute stud in Tampa Bay. Look at what our boy Indiana Jones has done with the Colts. I mean, for the first handful of weeks there, he was in the MVP conversation. So it's not unbelievable to think that, we can't bring in one of those guys that just needs a change of scenery, and we can't, get something out of them. But I don't know if I have the faith in Johnathan Gannon and Petzing to be able to take in a guy similar scenarios, Daniel Jones, and get the most out of him. I don't know. It's hard to have faith in this coaching staff at this point, and it's crazy to say because I've just been week to week. It's like my feelings change every single week, and I think that's just part of our blood as Arizona fans, where we're just so stuck on the roller coaster, and it's just do or die every single week. But you got to find a way to get off Kyler Murray. I mean, it's year 7, guys. I mean, we've been a broken record with that. I mean, it's time. We've already seen what he can do. I mean, it'd be beneficial for both to part ways. I mean, obviously Kyler's probably wants to change his scenery based off him just being eaten alive over the past couple of weeks with the media, with the fan base, social media. I mean, I'm sure as hell he wants to go somewhere else. Obviously, the Cardinals want to get off his contract, but it's like you're not going to find somebody that's going to trade for him to take and pay him that money when his tape that he put forth this season is not good. Why would you trade for him and pay him $45 million? You wouldn't. So you're going to see a situation where the Cardinals are going to have to cut him. They're going to have a ton of dead money there. It's going to hit the cap, but it's not like it hasn't been done before. I mean, Chris, you mentioned Sean Payton with the Denver Broncos. Payton came to town, had one season with Russell Wilson, and said, he's not our guy. We got to get rid of him. Yeah, I understand front office of the Denver Broncos. You paid him a lot of money, a really, really big contract. I think it's even more than Kyler Murray. But he came in, he said, nope, he's not our guy. We need to go in a different direction. The Broncos got rid of him. They ate a bunch of that money and moved on, drafted a rookie quarterback, and they had immediate success with Bo Nix. I mean, that's something that we got to do. We can't be afraid just based off money that we paid. Like that goes up to the ownership where it's like, do they really care about winning? Because it doesn't seem like it. If you're looking at guys like how big's their paycheck, because however big the paycheck is what we need to get out of them. And that's just not the right way that we should be approaching this.
No, it isn't. And it's funny you mentioned that because I think it was Bruce Arians on the Pat McAfee show a couple weeks ago predicted that Kyler Murray will return this season for that very reason, just because of the money that they're paying him. And when you consider Bruce Arians, you think, he might have a little bit of inside knowledge about the inner workings of the Cardinals and how Michael Bidwell thinks. And they have invested a lot of money in Kyler Murray. So you would think that it's likely that, I mean, guys, I'd hate to say it, but it's likely that he could return this season. I mean, what do you have to lose? There's a lot of people, because there's 2 camps right now on social media, right? There's the Kyler Murray stands, and there's the Kyler Murray opposition, if you will. And I think we, as Valley Sports Plug, the 3 of us, we're all in kind of the Kyler Murray opposition. We haven't really made that a secret. We think that they should try and move on him. Tallman, I think you're right. There isn't much of any trade value for him, and teams know we're trying to move off of him or potentially trying to move off of him. So they'll just wait until we cut him outright so they can sign him and not have to eat a large part of his contract, and maybe he is a backup somewhere. Like I could see him even being relegated to a backup somewhere because his whole style of offense is predicated off of a gimmick, if you will. And I hate to say that, and I don't mean it to be disrespectful, but like Kyler Murray is a scrambler. He's 5'0", 5'10", 5'9", if we're whatever he is. He's not tall enough to really see over the line, throw it downfield. So he has to account for his escapability, his ability to get out of the pocket, to be able to even think about throwing it downfield, let alone throwing it at all. So he has screens, he has short dump offs. He doesn't really get to go through a read, a progression. So if there's like a offense that can be schemed towards him, maybe he can work in it. But it's funny, like we saw, I mean, maybe like 10 or so years ago, Chip Kelly explode onto the scene with Oregon and his Wildcat offense, and that kind of seeped into the NFL. And then we just saw Chip Kelly this week get fired from the Las Vegas Raiders. So I don't think there's really any place for Kyler Murray's style of offense. I think it's really gimmicky. And I hate to say that, like he was very successful in high school and college, a Heisman, but there are many such cases of players not working out from college to the pros, high school to college, vice whatever within that. So Kyler Murray could forever be an incredible high school and college football player, and it just didn't translate to the NFL. But all that to say, to bring it back to kind of what Tallman was talking about with Johnathan Gannon, like he stood by Kyler Murray, like he dug his heels in on this player, and it's like I don't know where you go from here because there are other players out there. Like we got Jacoby Brissett. You could start him for now. The draft looks kind of weak this year, but it's like I don't know, man. Like something else I wanted to bring up, and I'm maybe forcing it into this conversation, but let me see, where is it? Conference receiving stats. Trey McBride is number 2 in receptions in the entire NFL. Now, granted, he is tied with Puka Nacua and Jackson Smith-Jigba, but man, like you got this incredible tight end. You got Marvin Harrison Jr., a legacy wide receiver, a first-round pick. You got Michael Wilson exploding on the scene. Like people want to make excuse after excuse for Kyler Murray, but he has all the offensive weapons in the world. And you've brought in DeAndre Hopkins, and you brought in Hollywood Brown, and he had Larry Fitzgerald at the beginning of his career. I mean, Mike, I know I've gone over a lot here, and Tallman and I have both gone over a lot here, but I think we should start to round out this whole Cardinals conversation. And there is one last somewhat related but unrelated point I want to hit before this, but I just want to throw it to you one last time so you can share your thoughts on the coaching situation, the quarterback situation, and anything else that's on your mind Cardinals related.
Yeah, so I'll start with this. I need Devontae Adams to start calming down because my season-long bet for Trey McBride to lead the NFC West in touchdowns was looking good for a while, and now Devontae scores every week. So I need him to really, really just relax. Okay, yeah, Trey is 5 back from now on. Overall, I think my last thoughts about what is happening with this Arizona Cardinals team is this was the 100, 1,000, 10,000% worst case scenario to the point where it is a lose-lose situation for all parties involved. If you bring back Kyler Murray, I just don't know how you can sell to your fan base that it's either him or so it either has to be him, or if you're going to pick him, you got to bring in a new coaching staff because they're not getting what you need from him, right? Or if it's not going to be Kyler, then you're going to stick with Johnathan Gannon. There still needs to be moves that need to be made. Drew Petzing has to be let go. Special teams coach has to be let go. Justin Fry, oh God, the offensive line has been ridiculous. But I think no matter what happens is just how are you going to sell it to the fan base, because we just haven't even been competitive at this point, right? You could talk about all the 1-score game losses, add another one this past weekend to that list. But when you're sitting already in week 13, projected to have a top 10 pick, and you look at the rest of the schedule, and I maybe 2 more wins for the rest of the year for this team, if that. because you have some teams that are reeling, and then you basically are hoping that one team at the end of the season is just going to be so far and ahead in first place in the Los Angeles Rams that they're going to be playing second and third stringers. But at that point, what do the Cardinals have to gain at that point? If you're sitting within a top 5 pick, it's going to basically be the first year of the regime coming in once again. It's like, Matt Prater, please don't make that kick. We need the number 4 pick. You know, nobody. I'm telling you guys, no quarterback in the NFL should ever make it through 3 regimes. Right? It just should never happen. It can't happen. And for the people who want to say that, see, it wasn't the Kyler Murray problem. Kyler Murray had 6.5 seasons to showcase that he could be a true leader. He could take guys to the next level. Hell, Michael Wilson looks like a top 5 wide receiver in the league in 2 weeks. And he was targeted 13 total times through, 7 weeks with Kyler Murray? It's not going to cut it, guys. It's not going to cut it at this point. So there is a major reason why we have no longer done the Kyler Murray check-in for the hot seat, because there is no more hot seat. There is no seat to sit in anymore. The front office has made their decision. They are going to go with Johnathan Gannon and Monty Ossenfort one more time. But that also brings to basically light everything in the approaches from Johnathan Gannon, the reasons why nobody has been fired, and the reasons why he can just kind of go and say whatever the hell he wants. And did you guys see him, like, when somebody asked him about, like, do you have anything to say to the fans? And his only thing was, stick with us. We'll get better. Fuck you.
Pathetic. Yeah, it's pathetic.
Johnathan I've gone from being weary of Johnathan Gannon to being optimistic and, like, honestly kind of liking Johnathan Gannon, to now it's like, yeah, fuck you, Johnathan Gannon. You suck, dude. Like, he just spills platitudes, and that's all. He's full of platitudes and no substance.
So, and then going back to what I was saying. So he's moving like a man who knows that his job is not truly on the line. Because you still have to remember, if they were to fire him, he'd have 2 years left on his contract that would have to be paid. You're still paying Cliff Kingsbury, and then you'd have to bring in a new coach. So you're paying 3 coaches. I don't think Michael Bidwell wants to pull the Matt Ishbia moves with this franchise. They're going to give him another season, but if it doesn't work out, it's basically how we were talking about Kyler Murray last year. Now it's Johnathan Gannon. If it doesn't work out next year, and if they do not make the playoffs, you have to move on. And you honestly should move on from both him and Monty Ossenfort, because the other thing too is, do you have faith in Monty Ossenfort to choose the next franchise quarterback? I think that he's shown that he can make the maneuvers to get up in what you need. But if we're going to run a Jacoby Brissett 6-week cycle next year, matched up with a second-round quarterback and not one of these top 2 guys, I am very worried about the future of this franchise. I still am worried right now, but at that point, I will be shitting bricks.
Yeah, it's funny because I've seen a lot of people, and I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but a lot of people post the meme of, like, the bus where, like, there's the 2 people looking out the window, and one's looking real sad and one's looking real happy. And it's like winning with Kyler Murray, losing with Kyler Murray, losing with Jacoby Brissett. And it's like a lot of people have been a lot happier losing with Jacoby Brissett because of those numbers we were showing. Like, Kyler Murray's maximum, the most he's thrown this year is 220 passing yards in a game. And Jacoby Brissett has exceeded that in every single one of his starts. So I get that, like, some of that is born out of, like, the Cardinals being behind and the pass game having to be more involved. But the gimmies earlier in this season, the Cardinals, like, squeaked by in winning. And I think that says a lot, where the schedule isn't getting any easier. And I know we did just kick it to Mike, but I do want to pass it to you, Tallman, one last time. And I'm curious specifically about your thoughts on the game coming up this Sunday, because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are coming off a very, very I mean, for lack of a better word, dog shit performance. 34-7 against the Los Angeles Rams. Teddy Bridgewater could be starting this game against the Cardinals. The first time he would be starting since 2022. He has been a high school football coach in the meantime. So, he came in for a struggling Baker Mayfield and didn't really do any better than he did. 8 for 15, as we see here, 62 yards, 2 sacks for 21-yard loss. And the Buccaneers offense just really struggled against the Rams. And now there were obviously 2 interceptions thrown by Baker, a lot of turnovers by that offense. And the Cardinals defense has been playing well. So we know Jacoby Brissett's going to be back at the helm on Sunday. With this wounded Buccaneers team, even if Baker is able to start, do you think the Cardinals have a chance to finally get a win here after 3 weeks of losing?
Yeah, so that Bucks Rams game, I watched more than I'd like to admit of that game. But yeah, what was it? Mayfield got hurt right at halftime, and Todd Bowles, God, how big he's gotten. He sent Baker Mayfield out there with the last big is in size. He's a really, really big guy.
He's fat. Like he's a real big.
I didn't want to say that. You said it first.
He's eating well. Okay, got
it. You literally said it first.
You said big and fat, or like
I meant his character, dude. I meant his character. When he walks into a room, he takes up a lot of space with his character. But no, I mean he put out Baker Mayfield after he got hurt. And he fell on his shoulder, and when I think he came out, he didn't break anything. He strained his shoulder, but then he trotted him out there to do a fucking Hail Mary at the end of the half and then he literally throws. I don't know if you've seen the clip, but Mayfield chucks it, and then he goes straight to the ground, and he's writhing in pain. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, you think about that. So like I said, I said I watched more in that game than I like to admit. Teddy Bridgewater, dude. Oh my God. God bless his soul. I mean, there's a reason why he's on those backup quarterback commercials with like Progressive or some shit. I mean, he is a backup quarterback. He did not look like, somebody I would want to trot out there and to play 4 quarters against another professional football team. So that being said, do we have a chance? I mean, yes, we have a chance, but you got to think if Mayfield plays, which he's tough as hell. I mean, he's right up there with Matthew Stafford as some of the toughest quarterbacks in the league, today. So if he plays, no way in hell do we have a chance to win that game. I mean, we're going to Tampa Bay, right? So it's going to be away. Tampa Bay's lost 3 games in a row. I mean, so they're gonna look at the Cardinals and they're gonna smell blood, man. They're gonna be coming out. There's no way in hell that they're gonna lose this game against the Cardinals. That's if Mayfield plays. They've been banged up. I mean, my fucking first round pick in fantasy, Bucky Irving, hasn't played in like 4 weeks. He's supposedly supposed to be back if everything goes good with practice. So if Irving's back, I mean, you got some running backs that we're going to have to deal with there. Irving's been a stud. Rachaad White's kind of taken a step back to that Sean Tucker guy who can play. He can play. But they got Chris Godwin back, who was on a pitch count on Sunday night, but it didn't matter. I mean, the game was over halfway through the second half. But I mean, if Mayfield plays, I don't like our chances at all. But Bridgewater out there, there's a chance that their approach would be they're just going to run it down our throat. And then, how good do you feel about the Cardinals being able to stop that? So I wouldn't bet against the Bucks, but I mean, I don't envision it being a blowout, but I mean, shit, it could very easily get away from this Cardinals team.
Can I answer this too, Chris?
Yeah. And I would just say real quick, you also have to consider on the road in Tampa Bay. That's all I got.
And I hope I eat crow for what I'm about to say next week. There's no chance the Arizona Cardinals win this game on the road. There's just no chance. Trevor Lawrence played probably one of the worst games that a quarterback has played this season, if not the worst. You won the turnover battle 4-0, and you still did not win this game. You literally had to force overtime to even stay in it, and you still lost. I don't have any more faith in what anything this team is going to put together is going to be semblance in sneaking out a win, especially against teams that have winning records. You pulled up the Tampa Bay's record. The last 3 losses were against technically probably I'm still going to include the Buffalo Bills because they might be able to turn around. But those are 3 playoff teams, right? You're talking about a 10-2 New England Patriots team. You're talking about the best team in the NFC West in the Los Angeles Rams and the Buffalo Bills. Even with the corpse of Teddy Bridgewater going out there, Todd Bowles has that team figured out for the betterment over the past 3 seasons. This team is going backwards. How could you have any type of faith in what they can do? And I know it's a any given Sunday type of league. I had a way different feeling coming off of the bye that the Arizona Cardinals were going to go into Dallas and be successful against them there. But that is because of the track record that the Cardinals have had over the past 10 years in going to Dallas, right? Sometimes that does follow you even when your team is struggling. We haven't beat the Bucks in a while. I think the last time that we all saw them win against the Bucks was 10 plus years ago in 2016, or almost 10 years ago. But they're just more buttoned up. Tom touched on it. Bucky Irving's going to be coming back. Their defense is still pretty solid, and they've been a more than better team the majority of this year. This team can't beat any of those type of teams. And it showed against the Jacksonville Jaguars, where a lot of people were saying, oh, this is a 6-4 team, but they're not that good. Well, guess what? Those teams always find ways to win. This team does not know how to win. So I give them no chance.
Even with Bridgewater? I
no
mean,
chance.
Oh, okay. Okay, so
Chris, Tallman, we are so far down the rabbit hole of ineptitude with this team in all 3 phases at this point. And Chris, I like how you said the defense is playing well. They played well last week. They gave up 40 plus fucking points to 2 NFC West division opponents the 2 weeks prior. What are you talking about? This team's playing good defense. They're not playing good defense overall. Nothing is consistent with this team. So I never know what they're going to get.
They got 4 turnovers on Sunday, though.
And they still lost the game, Chris.
But that's the offense's ineptitude. That's not to do with the defense.
Literally, Teddy Bridgewater or Jacoby Brissett might go out there and throw for 500 passing yards. Guess what's going to happen? The defense is going to take a shit, and we're going to lose that game because they're going to give up 40 points. If one is high, the other falls. That's all that has happened this entire season. Have you not been watching with us, brother?
I have.
If one thing is good, the other falls flat every single week. Every week.
But then it's the whole team. It's not the defense. To say the defense has been playing well is true in a 1 week sample size.
In 1 out of 3 weeks, they played some of the worst football I've ever seen from a defense. 2 prior weeks, we were down 35-0 with 8 minutes left in the second quarter against the Seattle Seahawks on the road. You think that defense is ready to go on the road against a team that is fighting for a division crown?
No. Well, this is fun though. The last time we did beat the Buccaneers was in 2017. And just a quick glance at the box score and a trip down memory lane. Carson Palmer, 283 passing yards for 3 touchdowns. The final score was 38-33. The Cardinals, that was in week 6 would that be? Holy shit. Adrian Peterson was the running back for the Arizona Cardinals. 26 rushing attempts for 134 yards and 2 touchdowns. Guys, were we driving back from Mexico during this game?
We definitely were.
Larry Fitzgerald, 10 of 11 receiving, 138 yards, 1 touchdown. John Brown, downtown, 63 yards on 3 receptions for 1 touchdown. Oh, God, guys. I don't know how we finished this season. You guys might know better than I, but 8-8. 8-8 in 2017. So we were a 500 team. God, wouldn't it be nice to be a 500 this season, though? But man, I think if Teddy Bridgewater starts, I think we have a chance. If Baker Mayfield starts, I think we have a chance. Tallman, before we move off the Cardinals, is there anything you wanted to say about the Cardinals-Buccaneers matchup coming up on Sunday?
Yeah. It's well, okay, so to be clear, if Bridgewater plays, there's a chance we win. But I'm at that point now, and shit, even maybe 2 weeks ago, I was at that point where I'm already looking towards next season, dude. I mean, we have nothing to play for this season. I mean, we're out of it you couldn't be further out of it than we are right now. The Cardinals are right now, given what week it is in the NFL. I mean, we're done. It's like, basically I don't want to say tank out the rest of the season, because they're going to do that without me having to wish that, because the only game that's winnable is going to be the Falcons. So from a fan standpoint, I'm going to watch no matter what. Will I sit there and root on them to win? Yes. But on another side for the future, it's like, I mean, do we want to finish 8-8? I mean, like, guys, we need some help. We need to get some players in here. We need to hit on some draft picks. We need a quarterback, right? So I'm okay if they lose, but it's the rest of the schedule is impossible. This Bucks game, we got lucky, even though I don't want to say we're lucky because of someone is injured, but if Baker Mayfield was rolling, this would be another Seattle game where it'd be 35-0 and with 10 minutes left in the second quarter. So if we get the Bucks at full strength, we don't stand a chance. But Mike, I mean, we still have to go to the Rams game on December 7th. Do you just want to sell the tickets to someone from LA so we don't have to go see that shit?
They're doing it to me, and I honestly would probably make a pretty penny at this point.
Yes,
so.
you probably would.
You don't want to go?
No, I'm just being.
I was about to say, you shouldn't have watched that Los Angeles Rams game this past weekend, Tallman, because we were going to have to go and see them. We're going to have to watch the entirety of that game. Well, we'll see. We'll see if we have to stay for the entirety, depending on how bad it is.
Yeah, it's going to be real bad.
I think the other truthful thing about this too is, like, if you're a football fan, we're going to have to watch them playing deep into the playoffs this year, because I think they are the best team in the NFL right now. They are clicking on all cylinders. So why put yourself through the early pain and having to watch them be successful? Just wait until playoffs. You're going to have to do it anyways, because that's going to be the only football on at that point. Chris, I had to kind of go at you there, because I think it's been a while since any of us done that. Of course, if Teddy Bridgewater plays, the Cardinals will technically have a chance. But like, my percentage point is like at 10%, just because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, yeah, they've lost 3 in a row, but they are still a better than average football team. They're still at the top of the NFC South, technically, because they have one less loss than the Carolina Panthers.
Isn't that sad, though? At 6-5.
Stunk it up against the 49ers. Bryce Young returned to form, truly, I think, in that game as well. But the bigger thing, the last thing I'll touch on as well is I think that the jersey bet at this point is over, because your boy Joe Burrow is coming back this week, and the Bengals are going to be able to rally off some wins against some teams that, if he wasn't there, obviously you wouldn't give him a chance at, but he's that transcendent of a quarterback. I'm just so disappointed overall. Not that I'm going to have to pay for a jersey, which is going to be a Michael Wilson jersey, wide receiver number 1 for VSP Tallman.
No, I let you pick, man. That's not cool. That's not cool.
The factor that this bet went exactly how I thought it was going to with the Cincinnati Bengals. If you guys remember when we did our predictions, I talked about how their offensive line at that point was so much worse even than the Arizona Cardinals, that I thought that there was a high probability of him getting hurt from the amount of times that he got hit. And then they would be in absolute free fall with not having their quarterback at the helm, and their defense is putrid. And what happened? They are as bad as the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals have completely let me down. If they literally just win 2 of these games that they could literally hand it over, I'd be running away with this damn thing. But now you're getting a guy back, and your team that you put your bank on was 3-8, deservedly so. You're going to win this bet because he's going to come back. And the Arizona Cardinals, touching on what you said, Tallman, at this point, they should not even be trying to win. We're at that point. They should not be trying to win.
Yeah, Burrow said, "Give me some of that turkey. I'm coming back, baby."
Well, and the Ravens have been beatable Like the Ravens haven't been looking great, but
Dude, they won like 5 straight. But I agree, they do look beatable. Lamar Jackson, have you looked at his fantasy stats the last 2 weeks? He sucks. He's so bad.
Oh, they've just been giving it. They get to the goal line and they give it to Derek every first, second, that third down.
yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do when you have a back like Derrick Henry, right?
Oh, you mean you're not supposed to throw it on 4th and 4 to a guy that has 3 catches and who's 5'9" to try to win the game? Oh my God.
Well, I hope that he starts finding Zay Flowers a lot as we head close to the end of the season, and the end of like fantasy football season is coming to an end, because I think in one of our leagues, in our straight balling league that we did the draft, we always do show the draft for, that regular season ends in 2 weeks. That's a 3-week playoff, right?
No, 2 weeks.
Other way around.
Yeah, we have
other
3
way
more regular, and then we have 2 playoff weeks. Yeah,
that's right. So we have 2 leagues, one that we care a lot about, and then one that we care a little bit about. So the one that we care a lot about, playoffs, is in 3 weeks. The one we care a little bit about is in 2 weeks. I'm doing okay in both of them. But that aside, guys, I don't know, man. Like the Bengals have a couple 2-3 tough matchups here. I expect they'll probably go 1-2 or 0-3 in this stretch, and then to end the season they could win out. So Mike, you could be right. With Joe Burrow coming back and his connection with Jamar Chase, I think that offense could get rolling and the Bengals could have you win in that bet. But wait, you took the Bengals, right? The Bengals have a better record and Tallman had the Bengals with the better record. Is that the bet?
Bengals is for Tallman. I took the Cardinals.
Oh, you took the card. Oh, okay.
Where are you been, Chris? We've only talked about this like
I don't know.
25 fucking times.
His mind is all over the place, because this was the season that I said all the chips are on Kyler Murray, and the dealer swiped all of my chips literally week 5. So it's been tough. Okay, last thing I have to say for Cardinals, Chris, because I did put in the description, there's a lot to be thankful for, even as an Arizona Cardinals fan. I'm thankful for both of you for coming and sitting through some of the worst football that I've seen in my adult life, and going through that pain with me, 5 straight losses. But I am thankful that I've been able to make it out there. It had been a number of years since I had consistently gone to games. The Washington Redskins, the Washington Redskins game that we went to last year was the first game that I had been to in 6 seasons. So to be there every single game this year has been a treat. Commanders. Shout out SeatGeek. After watching the Arizona Cardinals get pounced by the Washington Redskins last year, I'm doubling down on it, Tallman. No, I know it's the Commanders.
I know you did that,
but
on purpose.
It's I'm thankful because all the games have been fun, man. Chris and I were talking about it too. Like, that was a hell of a game to watch on Sunday, especially to go to overtime, because then you get to have these talking points. And unfortunately, we're on the wrong side of all of them. But then we get to enjoy the banter, dissect the head scratchers, and it's been a lot of fun this year, even though we've lost damn near every game.
Yeah, man. I mean, free football is always fun. And it has been like, and there was that stretch where we had lost 5 games, but it was only by like a combined 13 points or something like that. So it's like, that is just the NFL though. Like that just goes to show you this team is that close to being an 8-win football team. And it's like, it sucks that the margins are that close and it's any given Sunday, and the salary cap kind of keeps the parity in the NFL. And that's what I think I do really love about it. But then you also hate it when you see the mismanagement, because it from a 100,000 foot view, it seems like it should be easy. Like, get a franchise quarterback, have a good defense, get competent players, win a championship. But for some reason, the Arizona Cardinals and Michael Bidwell cannot find competent coaches, cannot find a franchise quarterback, and cannot put together a winning product year after year. But Mike, I am also grateful for you bringing me along for a couple games this season. I did have a lot of fun. That Jaguars game was incredible. While we, in the spirit of the holiday and while we're sharing everything that we're thankful for, guys, I'm thankful for Larry Fitzgerald, who is a 2026 Pro Football Hall of Fame semifinalist. He should be first ballot, guys. There is no doubt in my mind that he will be. He's number 2 in basically all of the major receiving categories for all-time stats. And it sucks that we never got him a championship. We're just so close. And that team from Pittsburgh had to take that instead. And at that point in my life, I was very excited about it. I know. I just recently rewatched the San Antonio Holmes touchdown. But what I think I need,
you saw his foot wasn't in, right?
No, it was totally in. But what I need to remind every Cardinals fan of is that wasn't the end of the game. The Cardinals still had a drive to win the game, and Kurt Warner fucking fumbled, right? He fumbled, and they lost the game. Anyway, the Cardinals had a chance. You can say his foot was in, wasn't in, because one, the Steelers, that was only second down, so they still had at least third and fourth down, and then also the Cardinals had a chance, and they didn't do shit. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Props to Larry Fitzgerald. Still not officially retired. He could play for the Cardinals at any given moment if called upon, but is now a semifinalist for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And come February, I believe he will be announced as a 2026 inductee. Mike, it looks like you got something to say.
Are we going to Canton, boys? We making the trip?
Oh,
Tallman?
Oh, Hall of Fame game?
Fucking Canton? What?
To see his enshrinement.
You want to pay money to go to Canton, Ohio?
To see Larry Fitzgerald's enshrinement into the Pro Football Hall of Fame?
I can look at fucking pictures of it, man.
Tallman, that's all we have is Arizona Cardinals.
I understand.
And that's why I'm thankful, because that's all we got is Larry.
That's all we have. Dude, who would have guessed? I was doing some laundry the other day, and I still have the 2008 NFC Conference Championship shirt that back then was made by Reebok. I've worn that shirt so many times and washed it so many times. There are holes in just the shirt. It's not like where the fabric is splitting. It's just the shirt itself is getting holes now because that's how old it is. That's the last time the Arizona Cardinals have seen like true success as far as winning the NFC. So it's been a long road, Tallman. I am seriously doubting your true fandom if you wouldn't even ponder the thought of going to see Larry Fitzgerald's enshrinement. Shame on you. Shame on you.
We can't go to like the beach or something. You want to go to Canton, Ohio?
Canton.
It's not about Canton. It's about
want to spend money
to go to about Ohio. The Japanese fighting fish. You dummy.
You got to do it in the voice.
It's not about Canton.
You can't just say Japanese fighting fish and not do it in the voice.
The Japanese fighting fish over the middle with his steely knives.
He stole his lunch. Or
Buddha Baker. Buddha Baker bringing down Aaron Rodgers like a sack lunch.
Guys, I mean,
shout out Buddha.
There it is.
Canton is just a 2-hour drive from Pittsburgh. I'm just saying.
Little fly into Pittsburgh, go on the west side again, go to what was the bar? What was that bar called?
Oh God, what was it called? The one right by our Airbnb?
Yeah.
I don't know, but they were still smoking cigarettes inside.
Take a pit stop, then drive to Canton.
I love that place.
Bogies?
I know you did.
No, that's here. What was it called? I can't remember.
If Tallman can riff for 1 second about the possibilities, I could probably find it.
So, Tallman, you literally wouldn't even consider going to see his enshrinement.
Well, not like right away. I'm not dying to do that. Are you? I mean, it's cool. It's special.
It is literally the only player that I would think of going to watch be inducted into the Hall of Fame for any of the sport that I watch. I wouldn't have even done it for Steve Nash. But I would do it for Larry Fitzgerald. Brewskis. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Look at that rating.
Right across from George K. Couple Stadium.
4.4 rating. Hey, bump that up, man. Bump that up.
No, That's a
Not
little
much
high.
really.
Yeah,
Not
that's
much
a
to
little
really
high
say.
for brewskis, man.
No,
Uh,
it's a West Side classic, East Side classic, South Side. I don't even know what side. South Side.
yeah, it's on the south. That's where we stayed, right?
Got to be South Side. Brewskis.
Yeah, brewski, vodka.
All right, so Chris, you're muted. I don't know if you've been talking this whole time or not.
Oh, that's good. It's probably good you haven't been hearing me. But yeah, it's across from George K. Couples Stadium here. It's a bar, not really much to say, but a lovely Airbnb if you're ever on the South Side Flats in Pittsburgh. It's a good spot. Oh, but yeah.
So Canton, here we come.
So Canton, here we come.
Tallman's in.
We're gonna get that same Airbnb.
We're flying to Pittsburgh, driving to Canton.
I love it. I guess I know it's pretty late. I just want to give a quick temperature check, as I know we've gone about 65 minutes on the Cardinals alone. Time wise, what are you thinking? You want to talk Suns? You want to wrap this up? What are we feeling?
Tallman, is there anything specifically that you've been just dying to get off your chest? Because I know that you watched Past the Outlet last week and you just got a whole bunch of information on what's been going on, the successes of the Phoenix Suns, 11-7, had a tough loss last night to the Houston Rockets. That's a really good team. So you're all caught up with the Suns. I know you don't want to dive into them too much. Is there anything else like just itching on the top of your brain, especially since we just haven't seen you on Valley Sports Plug YouTube in a minute?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that right there, that was a really good watch. You guys did a really good job breaking it all down there for the Suns, but yeah, talk about unexpected success for a Phoenix Suns team that just didn't have any expectations. And wow, wouldn't you know it? A Phoenix sports team that doesn't have any expectations actually is doing good and exceeds those zero expectations. So no, I'm sorry, Mike, I didn't watch it.
That's okay. At some point though, the mulligans run out, and I think the mulligans ran out this
what
time.
happened to his connection? Seems
The
to me
mulligans might be gone.
Oh no, he's out. He's out. Oh, he's out.
All right. I'm just
Come
kidding.
back.
Oh no.
Come back.
We're playing.
Baby, come back.
You don't have to watch every stream.
Whatever. I mean, I haven't. So what's crazy is, do you know how much Suns basketball I watched?
Based off that, I'm gonna guess like not very much. 3
minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising because I don't know if it was last year, but either last year, a couple of seasons ago, I feel like every time you were like, "Yeah, I watched the game," or like, "Yeah, I had it on."
Well, yeah, because I know I need to do better at that. Because I was watching them, during the week, because it was last night, because it was on ESPN. I forgot what it was on, but it was on YouTube TV. So I was like, oh, well, hey, there. Let's see what's going on. Let's check the score, and we were down like 20 or something to Houston. But yeah, no, I do need to start watching. I don't know, man. My relationship with basketball is just strange.
Well, and now, especially since you've given up on the Cardinals, I mean, come on down to the Suns side.
True, because typically
football season's over for you, right?
Well, it's not over. Typically it's after baseball season where it's like, okay, we'll watch this, but like, I don't know. Been watching too much Netflix, man.
You rewatching Stranger Things?
No. I don't think I've ever seen that.
I haven't.
Really?
Well, I don't.
You haven't either.
I don't like watching children do stuff. I'm sorry, Michael.
Yeah, it's just children in the show.
Well, they're like,
no, it's not just children.
Aren't they in like 6th grade and they find goblins and shit?
Goblins,
something like that.
No,
something
I'm kidding. I know that's not what it is. No, I'm rewatching The Sopranos. Ooh. That's on HBO though. America's favorite network. What is it, Chris?
Yeah, the greatest network of our time.
Yeah, there you go, of our
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Do they still use that tagline?
I don't know, to be honest. I haven't had HBO since probably 2009, 2008, 2009. Well, okay. I mean, I have HBO. Like, I have access to HBO Max, but like
Yeah.
actual like cable HBO. Like, the
No,
last
I
I
feel
had
that.
it was like a long ass time ago. Yeah.
At the Wild Horse house, probably.
Oh yeah, my brother did have us having cable, huh?
We each
It's,
had cable boxes.
Matt is crazy, dude. Matt is crazy.
2018. Which
I don't
just
think I
seems
took
like
full
ages ago.
advantage of that.
Oh, I
Cable,
did.
I bet you did.
I watched the hell out of that cable box. Okay, before we go and riff, because I do want to just riff and have some fun for a little bit, but I do want to say, so I was there for Chris's favorite games to start every NBA season, one of the NBA Emirates Cup games against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Absolutely electric. Honestly, Chris, the only thing that I felt within that moment when the Suns came back from being down by 8 with like 43 seconds left, Colin Gillespie hitting that game winner, the only feeling that I had that was similar to that was Cam Johnson's game winner in 2022 against the New York Knicks. And that was a very special season. We do know how that ended, right? With the embarrassment to Luka Doncic, but that was kind of like almost like a semi turning point, I think, for the Phoenix Suns, and cemented some real good success to start the season. Now you still have to look at what the schedule is coming up, and it did start, I think, with what we're going to see over the next couple of weeks against these high profile teams, with a loss to the Houston Rockets, even without Kevin Durant. This team is still trying to put pieces together, and they're missing a lot of people. I think last night they were missing Ryan Dunn, Grayson Allen. Obviously, they've been out without Jalen Green, and they're still not playing Mark Williams on back-to-backs. So that was a tall task, but they were in it in the fourth quarter. And then Houston kind of just said, all right, little boys, go ahead, sit down. You're not ready to compete just yet. But it's been a hell of a lot of fun. And I think I just had to talk about that Colin Gillespie game winner and those feelings, because Chris, you were there when Cam Johnson hit that game winner. It's been 3 years since I've had that same feeling. And if that doesn't tell you how things have gone over the past couple of seasons for this Phoenix Suns team, I don't know what else would. So had to get that out.
Yeah, man, that Cam Johnson 3 was incredible, and it's in our intro to Pass the Outlet, and obviously like was a huge moment and one of the most incredible like moments I've witnessed in person. That Colin Gillespie shot was huge, like, and the defense on the other end, the Ryan Dunn getting that block on Anthony Edwards was even bigger. But Mike, you talk about the injuries, and like they are starting to pile up, aren't they? I don't think Grayson Allen really has a timeline. It's news to me that Ryan Dunn is out and Mark Williams. Obviously, we know Jalen Green's not going to be available till the middle of December. So the injuries are starting to pile up early for this team, and it's a little bit disappointing. But with I think you mentioned it, the expectations kind of being non-existent. It's been pleasantly surprising. We're at 11-7 with the 6th place in the Western Conference. There's some teams I think a lot of people didn't expect to be as bad as they are, mainly in Dallas and Los Angeles, the Clippers, that is. The Lakers still being able to find this level of success without LeBron is also pretty impressive, because he didn't play a lot of the season so far. KD was out for the Rockets yesterday when they played Phoenix, which I know a lot of people were anticipating seeing, and it was disappointing, but they cited family matters. I think unofficially someone said maybe Kevin Durant is having a child, but I don't know, man. That's all speculation. But yeah, Mike, I think everything that's happened with this team so far has been pleasantly surprising and like kind of flown under the radar. I mentioned it early on, and you see here 8 wins in their last 10 games is pretty good. A few disappointing losses there. Obviously, I think we had a big opportunity to beat the Atlanta Hawks and let that one slip away from us. But lessons learned, Devin Booker hasn't been playing as great, but we've still found ways to stay in these games and be competitive and win them. But I do worry now that the schedule is starting to get tough and the injuries are starting to pile up. Combine that with Devin Booker not playing great, the future doesn't look great. I mean, we got Sacramento, Oklahoma City, Denver, Los Angeles, Houston again, Minnesota again, and Golden State back-to-back, Los Angeles. Like, there's no reprieve for the rest of the next 4 weeks, it looks like, other than you can maybe stack a win here against Sacramento. I think we will compete well in that game. And then it's anybody's guess over the rest of the games there in December. Tallman, I'm curious. I know you haven't tuned into a lot of Suns basketball this season, but we have kind of seen Dylan Brooks be a revelation and fill a role where when called upon, he can score. And when he needs to take a step back, he can be a role player and facilitate the offense. What is, aside from maybe Dylan Brooks or Devin Booker or any of that, and maybe even one of those guys, what has been the most impressive thing to you this season for the Suns' young season?
Shit, dude. Sorry, I couldn't hit the mute button.
Rookie.
No, I know. What the hell? No, I was just dying to answer your question, Chris. I apologize.
You were chomping at the bit.
The bit's being chomped as we speak, Michael. Isn't that right, Michael?
That's right.
I see you running away, Michael. No, it's shit.
Are you talking to me? No, I'm sorry.
I'm talking to you. I'd say you said most surprising, right?
Yeah. I mean,
I'd say
most surprising or unexpected.
Yeah, the buy-in with behind the head coach. I mean, a guy that never played the game professionally, coming in where he was getting shit on, given he wasn't the best candidate, right? Is Jordan not get the job? But I mean, you're seeing the buy-in from this team, and you're seeing that culture, which I think starts with the head coach. Of these guys are having fun playing basketball again. I mean, go back to Devin Booker in his in the post game conference where he says, we're just backing coach. That's a breath of fresh air after his last coach told him to shut up basically and not be a leader. But just the young athleticism. I mean, I'm hearing this Jordan Goodwin dude. What you got out of him? Colin Gillespie. I mean, those are two young guys that have been outperforming what anybody expected. And then the production from Grayson Allen, production from Royce O'Neal. I mean, they talked all offseason about, hey, these are movable guys that we're going to trade. And you're getting that same Grayson Allen that, when he led the NBA in 3-point percentage. So what he had the one game, I had to go back and looked at the box score where he scored, what was it, franchise record, 12 3-pointers in a game. Was it 12?
10, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
10. Okay. See, my bad. I was almost on it with that one. But the Dylan Brooks part, I mean, I don't know. I've seen videos and shit of, him getting the technical from the bench where, I mean, obviously you can't do that. I think it was in the fourth quarter too, but just the grit that he has where it's like with Durant, it's like, we were soft, man. It was like, people came and played the Suns and they just played all over us. They disrespected us and no one did anything where it's like, now you got that enforcer guy similar to like Jay Crowder. So I don't want to say we're better off with Dylan Brooks and Kevin Durant, but really guys, it's looking like, this is a good matchup with the Dylan Brooks. And I think from the start, we were a little scared when he shot 22 shots in the first game or something. I know he was hurt for a little bit too there, missed some games, but that trade's looking like the Suns didn't get as screwed as a lot of the national media said.
Yeah, the trade is looking honestly incredible, and it's funny because I do want to get into this, but I'll just quickly tease it. Like the Jalen Green aspect of this has not even been seen really. We have a 1.5 game sample size, and I'm so fucking happy I was in attendance for that one game where Jalen Green did play, and my God, he was incredible. And it has me salivating at the mouth for what this team could be with him. And it's funny because we still continue to see him in potential trade packages. I know obviously the John Morant rumors. I think that's all a pipe dream and like some deep web shit. I don't see John Morant coming here. But Mike, to toss this over to you real quick and maybe have you touch on Jalen Green a bit, but more to Tallman's point about Jordan Knott. You and I were listening to the Spurs game on the way home on Sunday from the Cardinals game, and there was a play where Devin Booker was it sounded like he was fouled and landed out of bounds, and he didn't think that the call should have gone the way it did. So he immediately looked to Jordan Knott, told him to challenge it, and he did. And the call wasn't overturned. But the reason I say to Tallman's point is that Ott respects Booker in a way where immediately when Booker asked him to challenge it, he obliged. And how do you think that that's really been impacting this team so far and speaks to a potential bright future for this squad?
Well, I think it shows that, like you said, the key word there is respect. Jordan Knott respects a man who has cemented his own legacy within the Valley already. And Jordan Knott hopes to be a guy to create his own legacy in the future. So him not second guessing Book when he says, hey, this is one you got to challenge right away, and him getting up, because I think, the guys who were doing the play-by-play, there was maybe 2 different calls within the couple minutes leading up to that seemed, or how they were saying it was way clearer of possibility for a challenge call. And then Jordan just immediately goes for that timeout to get that in when Book says it. No, Jordan Knott has that special, privilege to understand that he is a leader of men in this locker room, but has to work with the other people that are going to be, basically his extended earpiece. And those are your best players on the floor, right? You have to garner that respect. So if you show it, you definitely and normally will earn it. And I think Jordan's earned it really early. So it's been a lot of fun watching this team to start, gentlemen. Unfortunately, I think my next game that I have isn't until the end of December. So because we had the back-to-back, we had Friday against Minnesota, and then we had Sunday against San Antonio. That would have been a crazy pull-off, Chris. We honestly should have tried to do Cardinals and then Suns. Maybe scoot out, try and get to downtown Phoenix from Glendale. It's not too far. But that would have been a long day of sports, and I'm glad we decided not to do that. And the Suns got the win on that. So the only thing that this team needs to worry about is these next 2 games. Keep that in mind, because they are the most important games of possibly this season for the Phoenix Suns team, Chris, because they are Emirates NBA Cup games. So if the Phoenix Suns beat the Sacramento Kings, they are 3-0. And I think Oklahoma City has another matchup. I don't know if they played Utah yet, but the chances will be that both the Suns and the Oklahoma City Thunder will both be 3-0 heading into that last Emirates Cup matchup. And whoever wins that game will win that group. What group are they? Group A in the Western Conference. Hear me out here, Tallman. Say the Phoenix Suns go on a run, they win Group A, or they find themselves as like the wild card and they go on a run and find themselves in the NBA Cup title game. Would you go with me to Vegas to go watch that game? Huh? Does that get your juices flowing? I think it does.
Yeah, I mean, if it was in Canton, Ohio, I'd say no. But Vegas sounds pretty good. Yes, I would go.
Hey, how about this? If the Suns pull it off and they make it to the NBA Cup Finals, let's go to that game. Even if it's a day trip.
Tallman, that would be like a week before you're going there.
Oh, Jesus.
So you'd have to go to Vegas, come back, and then go to Vegas again like 10 days later.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm going on the 26th.
It's December 16th is the Cup Finals in Vegas.
Jesus Christ.
Don't tempt him with a good time, Chris.
I know he would do it too, because Tallman's a fucking animal and he gets unlimited PTO at his job.
No, don't fucking say that.
He's
cut that out.
He's already looking at flights right now.
I work
Now that he
hard
knows
for
the
my
date.
time off, Chris.
Oh, it's accrued, and he respects.
No, it's not accrued. I'm a
Oh,
long
no,
tenured. I'm a long tenured employee. I get
All right,
whatever.
so it's settled. NBA Cup, here we come. We'll fly
Yeah.
Emirates too. Maybe they'll give us a deal. Well, I
Does
don't think
Emirates
goes-
fly?
No,
They
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 don't.
don't fly
They don't go to Vegas. Isn't
We'll fly
that just amazing?
Southwest.
Oh shit!
All right, no more Suns talk, but I do have to bring this up because I cannot believe, Chris, that you just threw it in like it was a side comment. Where the hell did you hear that KD is missing personal time because he might be having a kid? Where did you hear that? Share
Probably-
the sources.
Probably Twitter.
Let me, yeah, Twitter for sure. Let me see if I can find it.
Share the sources. If you guys, man, do you guys remember a couple of years ago? You're probably not tapped into this space as much as I would be. There's a YouTube guy who was like good friends with Logan Paul. His name was Mike Malak. Have you ever heard that name?
I have not.
Somebody told him, Suns Uni Tracker is dropping this?
Cool. Citing Gambo.
Wow.
And it was like a double. There was like getting word it's true. Baby shower was planned in Phoenix and moved to Houston. Katie's ex is the mother. As much as I can't stand Gambo, he's usually right about this stuff. And for the audio only listeners, is a tweet from Suns Uni Tracker that says Gambo just said somebody told Katie is becoming a father. Said he wasn't reporting, but that's just what he heard. Obviously, we know Kevin Durant isn't in a public relationship, but we know there's been a lot of rumors about his potential siring in the past, and this could just be another rumor. But
Chris, you know what I was talking about then, right?
The Prawn Star, and all that with Blake Griffin and all that earlier.
With Blake, okay, good, all right. So Chris is tapped in, Tallman's not, but that's all right. You threw that in there. I was like, huh?
Just snuck it in. Just snuck it right in.
You scooted over that so fast. I was like, no way, I'm not bringing that up. You gotta bring those sources to us.
I'm not reporting anything. It's just what I've heard. That's not a good Gambo. That's a terrible Gambo. That was like more like
that sounded like Donald Trump.
I know. Yeah, that was like
It's not fake news. It's real.
I mean, they're both New Yorkers. I mean, it's just like a New York thing at the end of it. No.
Yeah. It's close enough. All right, gentlemen. Chris, you got anything else for us tonight, man?
No, man, that was about it. Before we all kind of say our last piece, Mike and I said what we were grateful for, but I don't believe Tallman has been grateful for anything tonight. So in the spirit of the upcoming holiday, I believe he is required to share what he is thankful for.
I'm just an ungrateful bitch over here, huh? Jesus.
Yeah, fuck you, Tallman.
All right. Okay, all right. Fine.
We might have been thinking it, but you said it.
I understand. I'll try to do better next time, Michael. Yeah, I mean, I'm grateful for you guys. I really am, and for everything you guys do for VSP. No, and you guys scared me earlier when you guys were fighting. I was like, why is mom and dad fighting right now?
Dude, I totally did that on purpose.
Wait, we were fighting
when I was going in about the Cardinals defense.
Oh,
I definitely did that on purpose. They play good.
Oh, it was good, man. I was worried for a second. I was like, oh no.
Like I said, it's been a minute since we've had like disagreements. I feel like we're always pretty in tune, but that makes sense because we are watching the same games and talking about it on the side when we're not doing streams. So
yeah,
had to bring the juice tonight because
actually, guys, I'm on Gannon's side. I thought that was a great play call there at the end of the game.
All right.
Yeah. Love the call.
Love the call. Love it. Prove me wrong. Come on.
I love the draw on 3rd and 8 or on 4th and 8. Give me another one.
Well, like Mike said, it's like Carson Palmer to John Brown all over again. You know, just send it to John Brown. He's 5'8". He'll catch it, maybe.
That was the last thing I shouted after that play happened. Like I shouted it into the void of the stadium. I was like, you're throwing it to the 5'8" nobody the undrafted, and I apologize to Xavier Weaver. I'm sure he's a really nice guy. You're talking about a guy in Michael Wilson who, if you're going to throw in a double coverage, throw it to him because he has a proven track record of going up and getting those things. But that's where this team is, anyways. Wait, so you're just thankful for us? That's it? That's kind of lame,
pretty
dude.
weak. Yeah.
What the fuck did you guys say you were thankful for?
We were both thankful
Did you
for
go off on did you prepare
Valley
this
sports things. Like,
I'm thankful for
magnificent
SeatGeek.
speech?
I'm thankful for SeatGeek for giving me Cardinals season tickets.
And I'm thankful for
Okay.
Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, I should take back that I was thankful for you, Mike, because you made me go to that 49ers.
But the best
He's
part
only
about it
taken us to
too,
losses so far.
he
Yeah,
tried
thanks a lot.
tried to get out of the San Francisco 49ers game, and now
No, I
he's already
didn't.
trying to get
No,
out
I
of the
was-
Rams game.
I was joking
again.
the night before. I was kidding.
No, you weren't. No, you weren't.
Okay, well,
No, you weren't.
well, I mean, I was kidding because maybe there was somewhere that was like, yeah, you know what, fuck it, I don't want to go either. I mean, no, I'm kidding. I wanted to go, Mike. I did.
You know what? I'll sell the tickets for the 7th, and then we'll just go golfing instead. That actually sounds like way better use of my
Wow.
time.
Yeah, that's.
How about that?
Hey, let him cook.
I mean,
Okay.
hey, if you, I wouldn't be upset with you. Really wouldn't.
Well,
I'll use the winnings to pay for our round.
I'm still not clear what Tallman is thankful for.
What?
He just said us.
Oh, just
Yeah,
us.
you-
Oh, he's
you
sticking
guys-
by that.
What do you mean?
All right, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, no, it's
Is that not good enough for you?
no,
what do you
it's
want?
good enough.
What do you
It's-
want from me?
It's fine.
God damn.
Tallman, we're thankful for you. We're always thankful for you.
Well,
Yeah.
See, didn't that sound sincere?
It did.
It did.
It did.
Sometimes, if you try sincerity,
Yeah.
comes off across as sincerity.
Mike, I did want to share one last anecdote from our outing on Sunday to the Cardinals game. I don't want to tease anything, but I think there's a video coming. We did a little project where we were tracking how many different NFL jerseys we could find at the stadium, and I should have actually pulled it up here, but it was like it was high 20. I think we only missed 6 or 7 teams.
We got 26 out of
Wow.
32 teams.
So we only missed 8 teams. We only missed 8 teams jerseys in the stadium on Sunday. And I think that just kind of speaks to a lot of things, where this team is at, the nature of the Valley and being a transplant state. And what struck me the most, and like I said, the last anecdote I wanted to share, which was completely ridiculous, is because there weren't a ton of Jacksonville fans. That's the thing. There weren't like an overwhelming majority of them or anything. And they weren't loud, but when Mike and I were making a big lap around the stadium to get back to our car, there was this one really loud fan who said, "This Duval County bitch, this Duval County bitch." And it's like, you are all alone, my guy. Like, Jacksonville is not that impressive. Yes, they have a positive record at 7-4, much better than the Cardinals, but like, nobody's impressed by this victory. If anything, they're unimpressed because the Jacksonville Jaguars, if they are a 7-4 team, should have won this game by 2 touchdowns, but instead won it by a field goal in overtime. So it's just funny, like how delusional fans can be. And I wish to have that level of delusion about the Arizona Cardinals again one day, where we're 7-4 and I'm screaming, this Peoria bitch, this the Arizona Cardinals bitch, and
This Maricopa County bitch.
Maricopa County bitch. I wasn't 100% confident on the county, but yeah, man, I would love that. So props to that guy. I hope he's living it up. I hope he's enjoying his Jaguars, and they got a pretty, looking at their schedule, it's actually fairly easy the rest of the season, with the exception of having to play the Colts twice. So good luck to them and their playoff aspirations. Because a lot of people, again, last thing I'll say, a lot of people were asked after that game, would you rather have Kyler Murray, Jacoby Brissett, or Trevor Lawrence? And I think a lot of people would still rather have Kyler Murray, Jacoby Brissett as their quarterback situation than Trevor Lawrence. And I think might be stemming from those four turnovers. But also, like, Trevor Lawrence has been unimpressive since we were in Vegas for Cody's bachelor party and they won a playoff game. I don't know who Cody is, but we were actually in Vegas for Tallman's bachelor party.
Was that Zay Jones? Zay Jones.
Zay Jones.
Zay Jones.
Guys, to stop me from rambling, I want to kick it to you guys one last time to share your last thoughts. Tallman, we'll start with you first, man.
Yeah. Okay. So, Mike, you have FanDuel, right?
I do, but I am I bet on DraftKings, especially now
Well,
that they
okay,
do
we'll
rushing
we'll
plus
pull.
receiving.
Okay, we'll pull out a little bit of your winnings from your magnificent parlay that you hit on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, did you invite him to the fucking turkey leg thing? What is it called?
It's called Pass the Leg. It's the promotion that FanDuel is doing where every friend adds a leg to the parlay, and then you get a 50% profit boost, and you individually bet the bet. I did not send it to Mike because I know he has been using DraftKings, but I certainly will. Tallman, I did text you on the side. I didn't realize that I could add more than one leg, and I can't retroactively go back and add legs. So I think you should start a new one
Oh
because
shit, you can't.
I cannot go.
I
So
was
I only
just
added
okay.
I only
Yeah,
added one leg. Tallman added like 5 legs. So it's like a 6 leg parlay right
oh,
now.
It sounds about
yeah. I
right.
was gonna say don't
It
bet it
sounds
because
like a
I
Tallman
need to
bet.
go. I need to go back and
Yeah,
look
yeah,
at
yeah.
that.
So
Yeah,
that was mine though. So I think Tallman can
are
create a
you?
pass the leg, and then he
You
can
can't
pass
create
it.
multiple.
You might be able to actually. I haven't looked into
Oh,
that
okay.
either. Um,
So yeah, and I know it's funny that we're going crazy about this. I mean, DraftKings has had something set up to where you can make a betting group and you can share
yeah.
bets. And shit. They've had
Mhm.
that for years, which I'm shocked. FanDuel, this is the first time FanDuel's came to it, but still,
And they're only doing it for a limited time just
yeah,
for
it's
this
only for
promotion.
this week. Yeah, but still, we should do the VSP turkey leg fucking shit. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
I should have used
Dude,
words instead of fucking shit. But we should each pick 2 legs or 3 legs, and then we should put it into a parlay.
I'm so in.
I
Let's
think
do
that's
it.
perfect. The
Do
Heat
you want to
Check
do
Live
two
turkey
or
leg
three?
parlay.
2 or 3 each, or it should
Let's
be
do
we.
two each. Let's do two each,
Okay,
so 6 total. I think that's healthy.
how about we each pick one touchdown person, and then you pick 2 props, receiving or rushing. So then it'll be
It's
9.
a 9 leg parlay.
No, that's okay.
Yes.
You have 3 games to choose from.
Yes, let's do it.
That's a ton of so many options.
Let's do it.
Fine.
And just
Fuck
how
it.
quickly he ignores everything I said.
Go back.
20,
Go back to
20
two
yards
then.
Josh
Go back
Jacobs
to two.
rushing.
Okay, great.
20
You
yards
can't
Josh
even bet
Jacobs
that.
rushing.
What about one touchdown score and one player prop? So it's 6.
No, we got to do the
Okay, we'll
9
make
leg
it a
parlay.
9 leg parlay. Fuck it. Yeah.
Oh,
Fuck it.
all right. I mean, this is up to you guys. You guys argue amongst each other
It's
again.
been decided. It's 2 out
Do
of
you want to
3.
do 6
Yeah,
or
no.
9?
Two out of 3.
2 out
It
of
has
3.
been
How we do
decided.
everything.
The tribe has
Yeah.
spoken.
All right, Chris.
9
I'm
leg
sorry,
parlay.
man. We can do a 6 leg on
We
the
have
side if
quorum.
you want.
We
Okay,
have quorum, right, guys?
it is decided.
Tallman, is that all you got, man?
Yeah, that's all I got. I could start it again if you want, Chris, or we can fuck around with it tomorrow or something. But yeah,
Yeah. We'll
put that
figure out
together.
the logistics, and
Okay.
then we will get the official VSP 9 leg turkey leg parlay out there on all the social media, so you can tail it and win a lot of money. I know my legs will hit. I trust Mike's will hit. VSP Tallman is the wild card. I don't know if we'll be able to differentiate who picked what, but we'll
Yeah, you will. You'll be able to.
okay, we'll make sure it's known. But yeah, Mike, I think that was Tallman's stage. So now you got the stage, man. What do you got? Your last thoughts?
Well, beautiful, beautiful. Love it. Well, okay. I'll say another thing I'm thankful for. Chris, I'm thankful for you and your lovely wife for hosting the 5th annual Player Haters Ball Hates Giving style, and you cooking the turkey and doing everything. Mac and cheese, delicious. Low Tone Capone is in the chat. He said, all right, who's going to screw up the mashed potatoes? Chris, you didn't screw them up. So I technically have a shot here because your boy is going to be doing Thanksgiving dinner for the first time as the chef. I will be whipping it up,
Ooh.
making the turkey, doing the potatoes, green
Whoa.
beans, all that fun stuff. With a little help from my brother-in-law, but going to have my sister, brother-in-law, and my nieces over along with my fiance's mom. Keeping it low-key this year. But, man, I've been in the kitchen recently. I've been cooking, dude. So I said, give me the ball. I'm ready to run with it this year. So hopefully I don't let you down, Low Tone Capone. But then the last thing he said as well, Devil's in the chat, ASU basketball, I think they're 6-1 now. They just won another game, 100-94 over Washington State in the Maui Invitational Tournament, looking to win that one. Bobby Hurley on his last legs. off to a great start, I would say, for the Sun Devils. And then obviously we have the big one this Friday, the Territorial Cup. Shout out the Miller brothers. Both will be in town. We'll be catching up with them to watch that game too. So this is always a crazy time of year, obviously with the holidays, but it truly is the best time of year. And we still got some beautiful sporting events coming down. But gentlemen, always appreciate you guys. And I love you guys. I'm so thankful for you.
I'm so thankful. I love you, Michael Benjamin. I love you, VSP Tallman. No, guys, this has been a lot of fun, and I know the year is winding down. We got a little over a month left. And I want to warn you, if you've made it an hour and 40 minutes into this podcast on the live stream or on the playback, I got to warn you that it may be slowing down a little bit. We didn't get a Heat Check podcast out this month in November, but we will for sure in December to round out the year. We'll get some live streams in there, but the last couple weeks is TBD. We could be taking it off. We could be having some live streams for you. We're just going to play it by ear, but I guarantee you in 2026, we are going to be back at it full force. Tuesday live stream, 7 p.m., monthly Heat Check podcast. This train is not going to stop rolling. We're going to keep moving forward, and we appreciate you being here with us for the ride. With that being said, I'll ask you one more time to please like and subscribe right here on YouTube. It really does help us out. YouTube is our driving force. And if you are feeling generous, you can also check us out at AZ_VSP on Instagram, TikTok, X, and pretty much every social media. Find our links in the description below and follow us so you can stay up to date on everything going on with all your favorite Valley sports teams. But with that being said, I am very thankful for all of you. I'm thankful for Low Tone Capone, Michael Benjamin, VSP Tallman, the brothers Miller, Ian, Nico, my brother, Matt Tallman, all the fellas that come out and support Valley Sports Plug in the chat, on the streams, on the replays. All the people listening, thank you guys so much. There's a lot to be thankful for. I hope you all have a very fun and safe holiday coming up this Thursday for Thanksgiving and beyond into the holiday season. But with that being said, it's time for us to go. For Mr. Benjamin and VSP Tallman, I'm Chris Patrick, and we will see you next time. Peace.